Hey LinkedIn, I was thinking about this over the weekend. I just want to share this, but years ago I worked for this guy, Carl Sewell. I was in college and he wrote this book called Customers for Life. And I remember reading this book going, this is somebody I want to work for. And I love customer service. I still do. I love customer service. I love extreme versions of customer service, like incredible versions. And when I read this book, and you should check it out, it's called Customers for Life. But he talked about crazy examples, like somebody went hunting and they had like a deer in the back of their Cadillac and it couldn't get the smell out, and he gave him a new Cadillac, like replaced the car, and just crazy examples of customer service. But anyway, I was in college and I ended up, they reached out to the college and asked for a student or whatever, and I ended up working there. And it was a great place to work. I mean, honestly, and to this day, they're doing really, really well. But one of the lessons that kind of always hit me was, and Carl told this to me. I actually ended up having dinner with him because we performed well, and then we ended up going to dinner and as a team. And he said, he tries to get, he surveys customers all the time, always surveying customers all the time. And he said, they'll say everything's great, we love it, Carl, it's great. But he was always like, tell me what's not great, like what's not going well, like where can we do better, like what's not working. And I think a lot of people are kind of shy or backed off about, getting negative, because people don't like to get negative, and I understand that. But here at Richter, we've always, there's two promises we have: stellar products and a world-class customer experience. And world-class customer experience, like that's a big statement. That's difficult to get, and it's something you have to work on all the time. And it's something where it's like you never think you're good. You're always trying to get good. It's like we're always trying to get 1% better. Like, how can you be a little bit better? How can you do it a little bit better? Striving for greatness. And it's one of those things where with the team and everything, I always encourage negative feedback. Like let's try and get some negative feedback from the customer, because otherwise people would just be shy, or they'll be quiet, or they won't say anything. They'll just go away. And I think it's healthy in your business of follow up with your customers and try and talk to them and try to make it safe for them to give negative feedback. And then you have to be kind of brave and thick skin about it, and be willing to accept negative feedback. But the negative feedback can help you become great. Like they're connected, like being a 1% great and negative feedback, and sometimes customers are just critical. Like some people are just critical and about everything to everyone. But there's something you can do. Like, how can you keep make things better, make things more refined? Because sometimes they see things that maybe you don't see, or they're in the process and you didn't even know about it. But if you don't pull it out of the customer, you're not going to get that feedback, and then things are going to go wrong, and that you're not going to realize, or customers just disappear, or sales aren't coming in, or whatever. And so it's one of those things that's like, survey and try and get reviews of positive, like 5-star, that's great. But the truth is, try to get some of the negative, so you can level up, so you can figure out what's not working, where are the cracks, and then let's fix those. Because that's part of greatness, is being able to look at what do we need to correct, what are we missing, and it's best to do that as much as possible. So check in with customers, and I love feedback, I love positive feedback, but I want to get some of the negative too. And when you get that cleaned up, it's an opportunity to once again service the customer, and increase the customer experience, because otherwise they just get kind of bent out of shape and bitter, and then they just disappear, which you don't want. So hence Customers for Life. Anyway, I thought I'd share.